I grew up in a small town of 500 people. I was never bad because if I was, the neighbor down the street would tell my parents. You know that if you were in a small town. We were basically the same. We had a few families of color. We had a few families of different cultures. But to me, this was the beginning of my friendships. My mother, who was an excellent cook, we had a small hotel and she used to learn to cook from the European chefs, always had something good, and everybody wanted to be at my home. Shh, over there, please. If it was Sunday or holidays, we always had a lot of people around the table. My father, who many of you would have liked, made it very clear to my brothers and me, be very proud of who you are, but you better respect those that are different. And today, in the last year or so, I've been very troubled by something, and that is the bullying that's going on in schools. Whether a child walks differently, talks differently, a different color, a different headband, they're being bullied. And worse than that, it's not only boys, it's girls. And worse than that, research shows that many of them come from good homes, our homes. Now, we set an example for our children, and we have to set a better example than what we're doing. If you were watching TV on Sunday, you saw something wonderful that brought tears to my eyes. You may not remember, and you may be one of them, but there's nothing worse for a kid than going to the cafeteria and sitting alone. In Boca Raton, they have a high school of 3,400 children. A young man who was a Jamaican came to school there and sat alone. In a year or two, he started a club of 50 students. The president of the class, the captain of a football team, a chemistry student, it made no difference. It was 50 kids who got together, and when they went to the cafeteria, if they saw someone alone, they would say, "Hey, my name's Gloria, what's yours? Hi, Sally, I want to be your friend." And this has caught on to many different schools. I'm so terribly proud of these kind of students who hopefully are not like the others that I mentioned. Now, are we going to change the world? No. Do we have a chance of changing where we are? Fine. I think where we are is one of the nicest places in the United States. I say we live by example, and I say that we have time to give people. For instance, from November 15th to January 15th, there are 20 holidays for 7 different religions. As my father said, respect the differences in these people. But there's something you can do. Don't tell me that you don't find the time, because you can find the time. My boss walks in the morning, and he says, "Hello, Gloria, how are you? How's your husband?" And he means it. He's as busy or busier than most of you, but he finds time to appreciate. Other people do other things. There are so many of our elderly people who are home alone and have no one to talk to. At one of our groups, One Generation, we have lots of different people who volunteer and go and sit with these people. My own friend just lost her spouse, and it's my job to bring her spirits up and to spread hope. So what I'm saying to you, there's things, we are 450 people. If each of us do one thing in the next month to make someone's life a little better. My friend Kathleen Sterling beat me to the punch, and in her latest Warner Center News, she just mentions a few things. She says, invite someone who lives alone to your holiday dinner. What's one more person? Bring office supplies. Bring them to the extras and bring them to your schools. This is for all of us. Call your mother. Help an elderly person load their packages into the car. Small acts of kindness mean a lot. There was a song years and years ago, little things mean a lot. Well, they do. And I think that when I look out at this audience, I see the best of the best. We are good. Let us be better. Thank you for letting me take this time.